Go ahead.
I was right. It was a secret Soviet project from the 50s called Carbonek. The laboratory was studying an ancient sword fragment, but some mysterious disaster brought the KGB down, and they erased it all from history. Almost.
There seems to be trouble below.
You got there right on time.
Or a little late. Those are Rutland's men attacking the Kazakhs.
Or Amanda's. Most likely she's the one behind this.
The lab is somehow connected to that military base, but we don't know how. If you can find the command center, we might get a better idea. Now, after the firefight dies down, you should try to...
Oh, come now, Zip. Waiting is for the patient. Or those without parachutes.
Well, I'd look around more, but go ahead and jump when you're ready.
Waiting's for the patient. Truer words have never been said. Hello everybody, remember the gear to you, and welcome back to Let's Play Tomb Raider Legend. In the previous episode, we explored the pretty sights of Ghana, and we defeated James Rutland. Kind of. And in today's episode, we're going through Kazakhstan, and this is such a pretty game! Oh my god, this game is so pretty!
Now, Laura. Now, Laura. Very nice, Laura, but you've just leapt from the frying pan into a nest of hornets.
Alright, you definitely want to be careful in this area in particular, because this area can be a little bit tricky if you're playing on higher difficulty levels, because these guys can be pretty brutal. But I will say this right now, we have some propane tanks over here, so does that mean we're bringing propane? I'm not funny. And I'm almost dead. Alright, so I'm just going to go down there and take care of them myself without the use of that thingy. You could, if you're playing on high difficulty levels, then it might also be a good idea to go down there and try to go for a more stealth approach. If that makes any sense, which it probably doesn't. And also, definitely look out for grenades, because these guys, just like their counterparts in Ghana, are prone to using grenades more often, and it's not exactly that great of a thing for you. But, luckily they leave a little red trail of obviousness to make it so that you can see them easier, and that's a very run-on sentence, and I'm very bad at speaking, apparently. Alright, now I gotta say this. I've played a lot of versions of Tomb Raider Legend. I've played the original Xbox, the Let's Play is being played on the Xbox 360, and I've played on the GameCube and PlayStation 2. But I definitely have to say that I think this version is definitely the best looking of the ones that I've played, and that kind of goes without saying because this is the HD version. But I think this area right here, Kazakhstan, specifically this area, is a really good example of why I think this is the visually superior version of the game. Now, graphics don't mean everything, but that's just something that I wanted to bring to your attention. And that was a very great camera angle. Not that I'm complaining. Alright, so we have a bad guy over there we can take care of, and he didn't even have a chance to turn around. Alrighty then, so over here, you can slide down this thingy, you can also go down there. I'm going to go down the unnecessary epic route because I'm awesome like that. And I just accidentally smacked my Xbox 360 controller with my cell phone because I'm very bad at using cell phones apparently. Because people are texting me in the middle of videos. Luckily I have the sound turned off, and I need to use the health pack. Okay, one thing I gotta say right now, and I know I've talked about this before, but, okay, well, first of all, this right here, there's a new bad, right now, we've seen something like that. I don't know what I'm trying to say anymore. I was gonna say that's a new bad guy because he has a grenade launcher, but no, we've seen those guys in the previous level. But yeah, and I forgot the other thing that I was gonna say, so I'm just gonna move on to a different topic, so it's not all awkward and stuff like that. I will say this: the GameCube version definitely, and also the PlayStation 2 version. Both those versions seem to be a lot more darker in terms of brightness in that area in particular. I don't know why that is. I don't really know why games do that, why some versions are just super dark and stuff like that. Maybe it's to help mask the fact that some of the textures don't look that... I don't really know.
Get down!
You are American?
British. And it looks like we share an enemy. Where's your command center?
Не отвечай ей!
Что здесь нужно?
Погоди! Если она использует копию с ключа, то сработает тревога, и центр пришлет нам подмогу.
Это что?
Мы здесь охраняем только снег и звериную мочу, или ты хочешь сам идти?
Through the gate. The code is K1879.
Спасибо. Разжилайте меня дачи.
I always loved that cutscene, how they're speaking their own language, thinking Laura won't understand, and then C speaks their language. That's just awesome. Alright then, so we go out here, and more cutscenes.
I don't know what the hell you guys were talking about, but I think the gate they mentioned is up ahead.
That keeps things simple, doesn't it?
Hey, wait, did that guy pick up my grenade? What?! Oh my god! I never knew that could happen! Oh my god! That was actually a really cool detail! He, like, tried to pick up the grenade, but he didn't throw it in time and it blew up in his hand. That was actually kinda cool. I never noticed that before. Alrighty then, so... yeah, we go through here, and while I go through this area, one thing that I gotta say right now is another reason why I think Lara Croft is, like, one of the best video game characters of all time. Okay, random explosions. I didn't do anything. Did those guys really start opening fire before the tanks went all the way down? Okay, never mind. But, yeah, well, I guess I'll explain after we go through this door, because, yay, more cutscenes!
Satellite photos? We got our own. There's nothing there.
The lab wouldn't be visible from above. We need maps. There it is.
Ooh, that's a hike.
I'm not walking. There's a military transport train that runs past the lab. It looks like Amanda's boys are ahead of me. I'd better run.
Whoops. Satellite feed showing your train's about to roll. You better run. Fast.
I'm gonna take my time. Okay. What I was saying a moment ago was, one of the reasons why I think Lara Croft is definitely one of the best video game characters of all time is, not only did she stare a Yakuza leader in the eyes in front of his henchmen, like a couple of levels back, but she also went down here in the middle of a huge gunfight, and rather than wait for it to die down, like, Lara is just awesome, and she's definitely one of my favorite video game characters ever. Alright, so, going down here, we have some more bad guys. We have to avoid those grenades. Well, technically, we don't have to fight these guys. We know what we're doing. There's a grenade down there, and it's scaring me. But, you know what? I feel super destructive, and we can't do anything because the train is leaving.
Get moving there, or you'll miss your train. Hurry, Lara. Don't let that Amanda woman get there first.
Forget the train.
Alrighty then, more motorcycle segments. It is so awesome! Alright, so... this is my favorite motorcycle segment in the game. I can't really say much though, because this is also the last one. I know, there are only 2 of them in the entire game, and it makes me so sad.
They're decoupling the cars.
There was originally going to be a 3rd motorcycle segment in Japan where Lara would have chased the Yakuza and Takamoto on the Japanese highway. I wish they would have kept that there, but they were running low on development time and they had to kind of cut some corners before they could finish the development or whatever. So yeah, that's something you'll see a lot when you read about the history of the Tomb Raider games, especially when it comes to Angel of Darkness. But yeah, that's a fun story. I don't think I'm going to have enough time in this video to talk about that one. So, the rules apply for this one. The same rules from the previous motorcycle segment apply for this one as well. You cannot move on unless you defeat all the bad guys. And there are also a few more obstacles, like the trains and the trees and the rocks, excuse me. So you will also want to be a bit more observant. We will also see some more difficult bad guys as we go along.
And they're blocking the tunnel. But I think I saw a path off to the right up ahead.
And this area is so awesome! And the skybox changed all the sun back there. Okay, that was a little glitchy. Alright then, so... yeah, I really like this motorcycle segment, and we just completely killed all of our momentum right there. Thankfully, Laura didn't fall off the motorcycle, because that would have been bad. Yee! Okay, okay, that's always nerve-wracking right there.
Zip, I never show off.
I love the dialogue in this game. I try not to fanboy when I record these videos, but I'm sorry, this is one of my favorite games of all time. It's kind of impossible. Alright then, so we're going to be coming up pretty soon to the thing that I want to talk about. Up there. There are some cars up there, and those guys have a bit more HP than their counterparts on the motorcycles, so you want to be careful with that. And something that is really funny, that I've only ever been able to see on the PlayStation 2 version, this always happens, and I've never seen anybody talk about this. There's a Tomb Raider guy walkthrough called Stella's Tomb Raider walkthrough. So he's usually really good about talking about these bugs, but not even she mentions this. There is a possibility on the PlayStation 2 version where the cars will spawn on those rocks right there. When this happens, they'll fly in the air. I am not kidding. And I have video evidence of this, which I'll have on the corner of the screen right now. I've only seen this on the PlayStation 2 version. It's happened every single time I play through that version of the game. And I've never seen anybody talk about it. I don't know why this happens, but it is one of my favorite glitches of all time. It makes it a bit hard to progress to the level, mind you, because, you know, it could be really possible for them to fly so high in the air that you can't actually aim at them. But it is just so weird seeing the cars flying above Laura on the motorcycle segment. It is just so funny. I love that glitch, and I'm really happy that I have video evidence of it so that I can show it off to the world. And I'm also happy that I have an editing program that can allow me to have multiple screens on the same time, even if it takes a freaking eternity to render stuff. Yay! Alright then, so yeah, that's pretty much all that I really wanted to say about this motorcycle segment. So yeah, that's gonna make it a bit awkward as I try to think about other stuff that could. Excuse me. Very rude of you. Are those Jeeps? Wait, did they actually have the Jeep logo on that? How did I not notice that before? Did they seriously have product placement in this game? Okay, that's a bit weird for me to see. I probably know that before, but, well, that guy's death looked particularly gruesome. I probably noticed that before, but it's just something I don't particularly pay attention to all that much. But for somebody who plays Nintendo games most of the time, it's kind of weird seeing product placement in a video game, I'll be completely honest. Alright, one last thing I'll say about the motorcycle segment before we're completely done with it, because spoilers, we're almost done with it, is the fact that just like the motorcycle segment in Peru, there will not be any rewards hidden in the motorcycle segment in this level, so you don't have to worry about that if you're hunting down rewards like I am. Now, without further ado, unnecessary epicness!
Of course I did.
Of course you did.
This part right here is so awesome! What? Huh? What? Huh? Huh? Okay. That was a weird glitch.